New at 11, kids arrested for prostitution. Florida passing a law years ago to stop those arrests and instead focus on helping child victims. But tonight, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern uncovers how it's still happening right here in Tampa Bay and how kids are being sold for sex.
I remember the sounds, the lights, especially on the Ybor Strip driving through.
Memories of bright lights illuminating Angelia Valenti's dark past.
You wake up at 5 a.m. and I could be sold anywhere from 25 to 40 times a day.
When was the first time that you were sold for sex?
16 was the earliest I remember.
Angelia says she was sexually abused by family members starting at 3 years old, running away from home at 12, and meeting an older man on the streets at 13.
I thought he was the man of my dreams. I thought he was going to love me and support me.
Instead, he sold her for sex.
And I just remember walking until my feet bled. And every once in a while, I would look up to the clear sky and see the stars. Every once in a while, I'd see a shooting star. And I would revert back to that little girl that would just make my wish of a better life.
There are no hard numbers on how many children have been sold for sex, but in 2018, the FBI reported 260 kids across the country arrested for prostitution. The I-Team also uncovered more than 300 children here in Florida have been charged with prostitution in the last decade.
So you're going to arrest a child for being sexually abused? Come on, doesn't make any sense.
Natasha Nascimento started Redefining Refuge, a local nonprofit serving victims of child sex trafficking. The I-Team went out with Nascimento on a rainy day, reminding her of a mantra she said a pimp made his girls recite.
Come rain or shine or snow, you're gonna work.
She showed us how she looks for missing children or kids in need.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, there's 2 young girls that just walked out.
A backside of a Tampa hotel on a Monday afternoon.
And there's a whole bunch of girls in there.
Enough for Nascimento to call police.
Yes, ma'am, I wanted to file a report. They don't even look to be 18 years old. And one did walk out of the room with some money in her hand, so I'm not sure what's going on in there. I'm very concerned for their safety, and okay, great, thank you. Bye-bye.
The I-Team obtained a copy of the police report that says an officer went out to the hotel, but not until the next day. The officer reported the person renting the room at that time did not match any of the physical descriptions provided by Nascimento.
The children that we serve, they don't stay in one place for very long. So again, who's to say it's not a different group of people?
In recent years, Florida has focused on helping rather than punishing children bought for sex. But in 20 states across the country, minors can still be charged with prostitution. Florida passed a law in 2016 prohibiting the arrest of kids for prostitution. But the I-Team found not everyone is following that law. In May 2019, the Lake Wales Police Department filed criminal charges against 2 middle schoolers for soliciting for prostitution.
We had to act on something like this.
Lieutenant David Black stands by his department's actions.
In this situation, it was very much the right thing to do.
A police report reveals a school resource officer found the girl and boy behind a building. The report says the boy gave the girl $5 to perform a sex act.
Do you think it's okay to arrest children for prostitution?
I think it has to be a case-on-case basis.
I mean, with all due respect, are you aware that in Florida, you are not supposed to arrest children for prostitution?
When you brought that to my attention, I have to dig into that a little bit.
Angelia says she was finally rescued a few years ago during a police sting.
It's been a long journey.
She now works as an advocate, helping other trafficking victims.
Do you still ever look up at the sky?
With my children quite often. I know that my wish came true.
We reached out to prosecutors about the charges against those Lake Wales kids, but the office declined to comment, saying they cannot discuss a case involving minors. In Tampa, I'm I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern, taking action for you.